Hi, Mom. You know, I'm gonna let you finish, but Improv Strikes Back is the best improv troupe of all time.
I'm sorry, I forgot about you, Dad.
Oh my God, there's a bunch of people watching us. Hey guys.
In today's SFA Now, we will learn all about the on-campus group Improv Strikes Back. Stay tuned, SFA Now is about to start.
We're Improv Strikes Back, and this is SFA Now.
Hello, I'm your host, Elena Walker. Today we will be talking with Jason Trevino, president of Improv Strikes Back, the improvisation group here at SFA. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing really well. So, tell us about Improv Strikes Back.
So Improv Strikes Back is an improvisational theater troupe that specifically does a lot of short form and scenic short form games. We perform about 7 times a semester for the community, usually for free, and we've been around for about 5 years. I've been in it for 3, and we just have a lot of fun. We're a bunch of wacky people.
What inspired you to be a part of this organization?
When I first toured the campus, there was a show that Improv Strikes Back was doing, and I was a freshman theater major and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I was like, I just want to try out for everything. Mm-hmm. And I auditioned, and somehow I got in, and I was just very lucky.
That's amazing. Jesse will tell us more about the history of Improv Strikes Back.
Improv Strikes Back started during the fall semester of 2012. Theater student John Lisi came up with the idea of forming an improvisation group while looking for a way to stretch out of his comfort zone and push his boundaries to turn into a more dynamic performer. Lisi knew there were other people with the same goals and concerns and decided to create the first improv group at SFA. The group started with 5 members: Sarah Wisterman, Heather Abbott, Anna Goldberg, Nick Pirelli, and Lisi himself. They started rehearsing at 10 at night once a week in the Upstage Theater in the Griffith Fine Arts building. The improv troupe initially had no open performances. They worked on developing as cast first. On spring of 2013, Improv Strikes Back opened auditions for the first time and started making performances open to the Nacogdoches community. Since then, Improv Strikes Back has just kept growing. The troupe, now 5 years later, counts with 19 members. I'm Jessica Valladares for SFA Now.
So, how long have you been a part of the troupe?
I've actually been a part of the troupe since my very first semester, so that's running on 3 years now. It's been a journey.
Can anyone be a part of Improv?
Yeah, absolutely. Regardless of major, you can audition. Auditions usually take place on the second or third week of the semester, depending on how schedules line up. And it's in the theater building, but you don't have to be a theater major. Because we're actually not associated with the theater department at all. We're just a student organization.
How do you guys construct auditions?
So we do a sort of workshop type gameplay thing where we sort of integrate troupe members into the games with people and teach the games there and have a bunch of fun. And the biggest thing that we look for is people who fit into the ensemble and are a good time to be around, because at the end of the day, we're just hanging out with a bunch of friends, and it has to be a positive environment.
Right, so it doesn't really feel like work. It doesn't feel like a job.
Absolutely not. It's my favorite part of my week, every week. It's what I look forward to most.
So tell me about the shows. How regularly do you guys put on shows?
Like I said, about 7 times a semester. The dates are all listed on our Facebook page. They're usually late at night, 10:30 or so, because we have a lot of members that are in shows with the theater department, so their rehearsals go pretty late. But They start around 10:30 and go to about midnight. They're about an hour and a half. They're a lot of fun. It's just a bunch of games, and it's very heavy on audience interaction.
So being that it is improv, do the shows normally have a theme?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Like last theme was spring break, and the next show is going to be late Patrick's Day. So we try and do something that is relevant to that specific time of the year, or relevant to the show for the troupe specifically.
So can anyone attend the shows?
Yeah, absolutely. They're free. Donations are accepted always, but they're always open to the community. They're in the music building. Anyone's free to come in.
We had the chance to interview some of the audience members after your last show. This is what they said.
I actually really enjoyed it. I always love a few good laughs. I love James, Travis, Alex, all the improvers.
I love that they can be on their toes so much and still have me rolling no matter what they do up there. They're all a very collaborative bunch, and I love seeing them come together and put on some great performances.
He was great. I liked the voice.
I go to all the improv shows. I absolutely love just going. They're so funny. They always amaze me with all the puns they can come up with, the different ways they can make me laugh. They can be so unexpected. It's amazing.
Those were some of the audience members that attended the last show of Improv Strikes Back, but you have not had the chance to reach audiences in Nacogdoches, right? You recently went to a competition in Houston. Could you tell us more about that experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So Improv Strikes Back performs in CIT, or College Improv Tournament, that's hosted every year by several different theaters across the nation. We go to the Southwest Regional Competition that's based in Houston at a place called Station Theater, and it's about 12 different improv troupes from various colleges come and do a sort of improv jam where we all put on shows for each other, and there's 3 judges that choose one team to advance to perform in Chicago. And that was pretty much the whole thing, and we got to see a lot of really good improv and do a lot of really good improv.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
So how do you guys prepare for the show? I mean, you guys are doing so many fun things on stage, so how do you guys prepare for the actual show? Is it stressful, or is it just kind of really laid back?
No, I wouldn't say it's stressful at all. Every Sunday we meet for 3 hours and we train in improvisational theater. We've had faculty trainers. All of the officers sort of do outside research so that we can lead rehearsals and develop lesson plans and things like that. And then we seek outside help as well. Like someone from the Austin Hideout Improv Theater is going to come and train us. And then the day before the show, we always meet up and run our set. But those have been some of the most fun nights I've had, where it's just us and we're just playing for each other and just having a good time.
Do you have a warm-up theme that you do every night before you do your shows, or that everyone a part of the show, do they have their warm-up theme?
Traditionally, we play word association, which is just a thing to get the brain working and also battle the prefrontal cortex, but that's a whole nother thing. But and then we do a high energy warm-up, then a focus warm-up. And we all dance around a little bit. We have a musician, so the musician is usually strumming his guitar and singing a song or something, and we walk around and just have a good time.
We spoke with the other members of Improv Strikes Back, and they shared with us why they love being a part of the troupe.
I think I love Improv Strikes Back the most for the community that it brings, and how close and comfortable we can get together and just have a great time.
We're always open with each other, honest with each other, and we care for each other as a troupe and as friends, and as fellow performers of this art form that we love so much.
There's never a dull moment. It's always a laugh and it's always a riot.
I get to think on my feet. It's very fun being able to make things up as you go, and you just never really know what's gonna happen.
They're the most creative people in the whole world, and they love doing what they do.
Making people laugh, because everyone loves to do that. It's a lot of fun.
I learn as an actress, I learn as a person. It's so great, and it gets you to laugh, and that's really important.
It allows me to create wacky, fun art on a weekly basis.
It feels really welcoming, and like no matter who you are, like what you think, you can find a place to like fit in and belong in it.
It's all about trust. We go up there without a script in our hands, and we just have to rely on other people to help us get through the scene.
I bring light to like hard subjects that you couldn't talk about in a regular setting.
The chance to experiment freely and not have to worry about, trying to be funny or anything like that.
We get to practice, and then sometimes we have a show, and then I get to do it multiple nights a week. And it's just an amazing art form that I feel like helps me learn a lot about humanity.
No matter what ideas you have, everyone is valid and you're never wrong. You just get to explore new things and like learn about things that you never thought about before. But there's not a wrong choice, it's just a different choice.
The audience interaction, like that is something that I've never felt before, and that's something that really is magical to me. I don't know, just to see people smile, it's like everything. So that's why I love improv.
Now that we have heard why other troupe members love Improv Strikes Back, why do you love it?
Oh man, I love everything about it. I gotta say the people is the biggest reason. I get to hang out with 19 of the funniest college students I've ever known every Sunday, and that's just amazing to me. And we're all very supportive of each other, and it's such a positive environment. And I gotta say that's definitely what I love most, but then there's the performing aspect too. The rules of improv are pretty great, and the biggest one is yes and so it's kind of going along with life and not being negative, and I think that's an awesome part of it.
So as president, what are some of your expectations for the organization?
Well, we're sort of on an upward slope right now, and we just had officer elections for next semester's officers, sort of getting that ball rolling early. And I expect us to continue on that upward slope and continue to grow our fan base and the amount of people who come to our shows, and also take some shows to Houston and Dallas.
One last thing, Jason. Tell us how our audience can find you online.
Oh, easy. Improv Strikes Back on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We got a Twitter handle, we got a Facebook page, and we got an Instagram page. So any social media you're into, we got it. And just type us in the search bar, and we're a page on Facebook that has a bunch of likes, so just like us.
Okay, I'll make sure that everyone gets the word out on that. So Jason, I just want to thank you again for being here and taking your time to join us today, and all of the members of Improv Strikes Back, and to let us know a little bit more about all of you guys. My name is Elena Walker, and this has been SFA Now. Have a great day, and Axe and Jacks.